Wir springen jetzt von Japan und japanische Begeisterung. Und ich gebe zu, vom ersten Teil dessen, was er immer gesagt hat, habe ich auch relativ wenig verstanden. Aber es war zu hören, er war begeistert. Schönes Zeichen zu sehen. Ich muss die Sprache gar nicht verstehen, um mitzubekommen, ob jemand dafür begeistert ist oder nicht. Aber natürlich, Übersetzung haben wir gebracht. Wir springen von Japan jetzt sozusagen wieder zurück nach Europa. Jetzt geht es nämlich in den europäischen Norden. Und auch hier aus dem Silver Presidents Team haben wir einen aus unserer Mitte, der darüber sprechen wird, was für ihn die tägliche Arbeitsmethode bedeutet, welches die Basics sind, die er einsetzt und auch was der Treibstoff ist, der ihn voranbringt jeden Tag in diesem Geschäft. Begrüßen Sie mit mir aus dem Silver Presidents Team, Alex Dorde! Welcome.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say that I'm very honored to be picked tonight to speak on behalf of how we work in Sweden. And we've been growing quite quickly and widely lately. And I would like to speak about some tips and tricks, how we do and how we work, our daily working method. But rather than speaking about the theory behind how everything works, I mean, everybody in there knows the theory about the name list and so on. I want to speak about the practical work, how we actually do, how we sell and so on. But before that, I need to go through some theory, how we do. All right. First of all, at the beginning of each month, we have like a monthly meeting. We make a monthly budget in order to see how much we have to sell in order to reach our goals. So the question we ask us is, how many people do we have to sign in to reach our goals? All right. Our team in Sweden, we have a golden average of, when speaking to every 3 random people, we can book 1 presentation. And for every 3 presentations we conduct, we will sign in 1 new team partner. So actually, this is only a mathematical numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more people you will sign in. So we believe in those numbers and in that golden average. So with this theory, we could practically sell as much as we wanted to. But there's only one thing that's a missing component, is that name list. So if we had a never-ending name list, we could continue like this all the time. So how do we get this never-ending name list? Well, first of all, to everybody we speak to, we always ask for contact numbers for everybody know in their social circuit. It's very important. And remember, as long as you're nice and polite and kind, you will get the numbers. It's like that. That's how we human beings have evolved throughout history. And, but it's very important to ask nicely, and then magic happens. So that's how to do. So, when we in our Swedish team make a presentation, we have a special pitch. This pitch is called the Champions Team pitch. So when we sit in a table or a sofa, whatever, we hand out a blank sheet of paper for the person that will listen to the presentation, and a pen. And then we say the following, okay? During this presentation, I will show you something that interesting that will probably blow your mind off, okay? And at the end of the presentation, I will also show you something interesting that will make you want to be my best friend forever, okay? But in order to make that work, we have to play a little game. So every time you hear something interesting in this presentation, something that could be of interest to someone in your social network, friends or co-workers, whatever, you write down that name of that person on that list. Okay? Now we start the presentation, and during the presentation you will speak of a ton of topics, everything from traveling to fit line, beauty line, whatever. And for example, if you speak about Restorate, you can say, Restorate makes you sleep good. Do you know anybody who could improve their sleep? And as soon as they say that name or that family number, you say, perfect. Then you take that sheet of paper in front of them, you write out that name like that, and you take that sheet of paper back and put it in front of them together with a pen. And now you continue the presentation. Okay, what happens now? For example, you could speak about the new BMW car program we have, and then you can ask, how many people do you know who likes a BMW? Okay? Yeah, I forgot one very important thing. When you sit down, you say, of course, as soon as you know someone that could be of interest, you write that person's name on the list. And then you ask like this, is that okay with you? Will you do that for me? Okay? And they will, of course, say, yes, that's not a big commitment, just a vague promise. And then you shake their hands. It's very important to get a handshake there, all right? And now when you continue, when you, for example, come to speak about the BMW car bonus program, and everybody knows someone who likes a BMW, you know? And for example, and then you say, perfect, write that name down. And now, because of the handshake earlier on, that person has a subconscious agreement with you without really having that. And when you're telling, write that name down, that will be a command, and 9 times out of 10, that person writes that name. And now we have a name list under construction. And now the question is, who will this name list belong to? That depends on the final decision. If the person at the end says yes, then that name list will be that person's, of course. And it's your duty to make sure that each and every one of these people in that list will be contacted. And what happens if the person says no? You know what? That's even better, because that name list will become your name list, okay? And because you've been nice and polite and been a very nice guy, you will hit some principles. And there is a principle called the principle of reciprocity. When someone is nice and kind, the other people will feel obligated to give some kindness and niceness back. And you know what? There is no better situation to receive some kindness back than when you ask about the telephone numbers of those people on the list. And don't be surprised if you get over 100 names in one presentation. And voila, you have a never-ending name list. For each presentation you make, you will get at least 20, 30 new names. It doesn't matter if you sell or not. Sometimes it's better not to sell. All right. For example, this evening, Luciano Pedersen was standing here tonight. He started to work on the 23rd of March this year. He was in my living room, and after 2 hours, he quit his work and jumped up from school, and today he's vice president. And all thanks to the Champions Team pitch, never-ending name list. And yeah. All right, yeah, one more thing. Let's speak about the name list is very good, but the name list in combination with spontaneous contacts, that's even better, okay? I'll tell you something. 1 week ago, I was waiting for my upline. He was about to pick me up with his car. It was raining cats and dogs outside, so I took shelter in the entrance of my block of flats. On my side, there was my neighbor, actually, standing with me, waiting also for the rain to stop to go out. And we spoke a little bit about the life and the job, the salary situation and all that. I was doing my needs analysis, you know, I was going for the pitch. And all of a sudden, Theo came and had to go. So I turned like walking, then I looked at her. You know what? While you sit here and moan about your life and your situation, I'm living my dream and making 10,000 euros a month. So you better knock on my door before it's too late, because I'm moving somewhere hot soon. And what happened? 3 days ago, I went to the laundry to get nice and neat before the event. And this guy came running after me, went, Alex, hey, I spoke to my mother. Man, can I work with you? And today we have a potential new president's team, just because of that. What I'm trying to say, even though we have the greatest products in the world, they still have to be sold. And you always have to close. So, I mean, the boys who are shy, they will never get to kiss the cute girls. So always be closing. It's not up to you to take the decision of someone if they want or not. This is your duty to go for the close, and it's up to them to say yes or no. All right, one more topic that everybody loves. Well, they hate it. It's objections. You know, everybody have to object all the time. It's too expensive. How much does it cost? And all that. You know what? I love that. I love when they tell me it's too expensive or how much does it cost. First of all, we never say the price until the end of the presentation. Anyways, that's how we do in Sweden. We never say the price. Okay. All right. And then in the presentation and the end, we wait for the potential team partner to ask about the price. And then we say, that's a great question. Actually, that was one of my first questions when I was first introduced to PM. But before I answer that question, I have to tell you something that I find very, very important and very important. So let's say your local supermarket sold a daily refill card. You could go to your local supermarket and you can buy a card that gave you all the vitamins you needed, gave you more energy, more boost on your concentration level. To cut a long list short, he gave your body everything you needed. How much would you pay for this card? And now, before they answer, you beat them by the bush and say, would you pay 40 euros? And they will probably say, no, 40 euros is too lot. It's too much. I understand. All right, it's too much. All right. But if this card only costed you 30 euros, would you buy it? No, that's too much. All right, I understand. But let's say if this card only costed 20 euros, would you buy it then? Yeah, no, I understand, it's too much. All right, but let me ask you something hypothetically. Let's say, as you know, this card would give your body everything you needed, all the vitamins, all the minerals, practically everything. It could help you to sleep good and everything. And if this card only costs you 10 euros, then you would buy it, wouldn't you? Now, 9 times out of 10, they would say yes, all right? And then you follow up. You go out, you know what? The PM products can do a lot to your health, but it don't necessarily cost you arm and a leg. For 10 euros, you, your wife, and your child will get everything you needed for one day. If it's only you, then the cost is not more than 4 euros. So tell me, do you want a family package or you only want it for yourself? All right, but we still have people who still say, no, I don't want that, no? Even though you put it out nicely. That's even better, because then you throw the magic pitch. Then you say like this, if they say no, all right? You say, I understand. It's a lot of information to take in. It's busy in here. You have never seen the company before. It's totally new to you. I was actually the same way like you when I was first introduced to PM. But let me ask you something hypothetically, all right? If there was a possibility that you could try these beautiful products, but without running the financial risks, I mean, this is total hypothetical question because hardly any companies in the world offer that. But let's say now that you could try out these products, and if you didn't find them to your liking, against all odds, you could simply send them back. Then you would try it, wouldn't you? Now they have to say yes, no? Of course. And then you say, great, you know what? Congratulations, you just got yourself a deal. I will let you purchase these products from me, and if you, against all odds, don't find them to your liking, you can simply, within the first 30 days, put them back in the box and send them back. So tell me, do you want the optimal set with Active Ice Sensitive or with normal Active Ice? And voila, it's sold. I mean, our team in Sweden, first of all, we all have a never-ending name list, and that's number 1. So when we run out of people, we will run out of business. And as long as we make this method, I think we have in our team in Sweden 8, Well, it's always at least 1 on every 3, but average is very, very high. Many of the Swedish team, they're not used to when people don't buy. I mean, I get shocked myself. So just put it that way. And we are all human beings. This works in Spain, Sweden, Japan, anywhere, because that's the same principles. I want to quickly round up with something that really changed my life, all right? When I went on my IMM training in Speyer, that's a huge milestone in my life. I remember my life from before the IMM training and after IMM training. Because in that IMM training, I come to realize something. I mean, I've read a lot of self-help books, everything from Anthony Robbins, blah, blah, many self-help books. But I only read them as a novel. I didn't use the tools in there. What I come to understand at that training is actually something that's totally free of charge. I started to work on my vision board. I started there and I finished home in Sweden. I actually have a photo here. I'm not sure how to flip that thingy, but it doesn't matter. I can describe my vision board. Anyways, my vision board has 3 components. It has 1 part of health, 1 part of love, and 1 part of money. And in some countries, it's not nice to have a lot of money. But in my life, money means time. I can do anything I want when I want. I don't have to have a boss and so on. So I make a very small routine every day. It takes 1 minute. So every morning after I drink my morning drink, I stand in front of my vision board for 20 seconds. In the afternoon, when I take my active eyes, I stand in front of my vision board for 20 seconds. And at night, before I go to bed, after I have drinking my respirate, I stand and look at my vision board for 20 seconds. So a total of 1 minute. And when I stand there, I can see my goal, I can feel my goal, I can touch my goal, I can hear my goal, and I can even smell my goal. I feel like the strongest magnet in the world, and everybody wants to work with me. That's my reality. Thank you. This trick, I mean, if this was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody. But it's not easy, which is good. Now you know. You just have to do it for a couple of weeks. Well, the first couple of weeks, it feels very awkward to stand there and watch that painting. All my friends think I'm crazy until now. And but after a while, that feeling becomes so great. And sometimes when I walk past a mirror, many times I can catch myself smiling, smiling like when you're in love, or that great feeling. And when you're in that feeling, everything goes your way. Because in the beginning, I had to chase people to start working with me. Now everybody come to me. Like at least one person each week calls me, "Can we work? Can we work?" I'm living my dream. It's so great. Before I round up, I see I've passed the time here. I'm very sorry. Before I round up, I want to say that all of us in here, we are human beings. It doesn't matter if you're a manager or a Champions League. All of us have our ups and downs in life. And thanks to my vision board, every time when I fall, I make sure I fall on my back. Because when I fall on my back, I can look up. And as long as I can look up, I can make sure I can get up after each and every fall. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to stand here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.